We're just wondering what your thoughts are about Israel.
Israel, to be honest, what I've seen in the news, I reckon the state of Israel, the things they're doing is not nice, because the people of Palestine are suffering because of them. So I'm saying, regarding what I'm seeing on television, what I heard, what they're doing is not nice. So I don't agree with the philosophy or with the things they're doing.
Do you think they're one of the worst abusers of human rights in the world?
I think so, yeah. Them, and they're not doing it by themselves, they're getting support from other countries like the United States or America. So yeah.
Would you say they're worse than ISIS, Daesh?
Daesh, if they're not worse, they're the same level. Yeah. Same, because there's no difference between what they're doing and what ISIS is doing as well.
I mean, some people might say that in Israel, like if you're homosexual, you can still practice, you can love whoever you want. They might say that if you're a Yazidi, you're not going to get killed for your religion, and there aren't children like beheading adults in Israel.
Exactly.
Whereas in Daesh and ISIS, they throw homosexuals off roofs, they have their children chop the heads of people who practice a different religion. But you'd say that's on par with what Israel does?
Israel, okay, forget about all that. They're killing innocent people in Palestine, and they're taking over someone's land. So which is worse, that or saying, that's religious views at the end of the day, and it's part of the Bible, and it's part of that's religious views, but what Israel is doing is killing innocent people, which is not right.
But would you say that Palestinians are also killing innocent Israelis?
Yeah, but they both, Hamas and Israel, they're both at the same level, but the thing is, Israel has more weapons, and they're doing more harm.
If I told you that more Israelis have been killed this year than Palestinians, would you believe me?
No, I wouldn't.
Because seven Palestinians have been killed by Israelis, but the last time I checked, 11 Israelis were killed.
And the overall, throughout the whole, just forget about,
throughout the year, more Palestinians have been killed.
That's what I'm saying.
But some might argue that that's because they've started wars against Israel.
No, but the land belonged to the Palestinians first, and they came, took it over, and they're trying to defend their land.
Would you say that Jews have always lived in the land, or did the Jews come later in history?
Maybe if you talk about 17th century or something, then they may have been there, but recently the land belonged to Palestinians, and I don't know who shipped them over to Palestine.
When did it belong to Palestinians? What years?
Throughout this century.
This century?
Yeah, this century and the century before.
Because I thought that you may know more about history than me. I probably don't know a lot.
No,
I thought the Ottoman Empire owned the land, then the British owned the land, and then it was proposed to be a Palestinian state for the Arabs, and an Israeli state for Jews, Arabs, Christians, and everybody else. So like a mixed state. But I thought there was never a Palestinian country.
The Palestinians lived there before the Israelis were shipped to Palestine.
I thought both people went there, so I thought...
originally, who lived there?
So originally it was the Jews, then the Muslims conquered it around the year 700.
Recent history.
Recent history, it was Jews, Muslims, Christians, they all lived there.
Together,
So like 150 years ago, Jews were the majority population in Jerusalem.
What was the land called recently?
It was called...
Palestine.
It didn't have a name, so it was like southern Syria when it was part of the Ottoman Empire. And then after the Ottoman Empire, it was the British Mandate of Palestine, so that was the British controlled it. And then it was to be divided into an Arab state and a Jewish state. Neither had been named, and Israelis called their state, or the Jews called their state Israel. And the Palestinians never declared independence.
But it was before they were shipped over. The place was free. It was mixed with Israelis.
It was mixed with Israelis. And what happened after 1882, Muslims and Jews moved there en masse. So like the most common... Do you speak Arabic?
No, I can understand a bit of Arabic.
Did you know what Al-Masri means?
Al-Masri?
Al-Masri.
Is it Egypt?
Yeah, the Egyptian. And that's the most common surname in Palestine. And like Yasser Arafat, have you heard of Yasser Arafat?
Yeah, I have,
He was born in Cairo. He was an Egyptian. And so like you had all kinds of people. I know Jews that have lived in Jerusalem for hundreds and hundreds of years, their family. So like it was mixed, it was both people, and then both moved there. Would you say you'd ever support a Jewish state there? Would you support an Israel and support a Palestine, or would you only support a Palestine?
I just support what's right at the end of the day. So the things I'm hearing that the Israelis are doing is not nice. So But if it was a state where everyone was getting along properly, then I wouldn't mind. Then
Do
that's
you know
fair.
Israel, that has happened? You've got like 20% of Israelis' population are Arab. Muslims can pray wherever they want. They can go to the masjid 5 times a day.
Yeah.
It's not the same for Jews living in Gaza. Jews aren't allowed to be Jews in Gaza.
Yeah.
But Israel is a mixed country.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I know, yeah, it's a mixed country. I did know that. There's a lot of Arabs living there and a lot of Jewish people living there at the same time. Yeah.
And they voted and they said they don't want to be Palestinian, the Arabs. They've had so many polls, they want to be Israeli. They believe they have more freedom in Israel than they'd have it anywhere else in the Arab world.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Does that surprise you?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Do you believe me when I say that? You're going to go home and Google it?
I want to go do my research.
Check
but,
Google.
I'll take your word for it.
See what Sheikh Google
Check
says.
Google, yeah, I want to go check it. Yeah.
Excellent. Have you got any message for our viewers? Any messages of peace or hope?
Yeah.
Or...
Peace, love and hope, that's what I'm saying. 3 words.
Excellent.
That's what I can say. Yeah.
Jazakallah khair.